Longevity has become a cultural phenomenon, and that should be making functional CPG entrepreneurs salivate more than all of those customers providing samples for DNA test kits. Did you know that more than half of Americans say it's their goal to live to 100, but becoming a centenarian wasn't always a goal sought by most Americans, partly because of what I've dubbed the Mrs. Fletcher effect. You might be too young to remember these famous early 90s TV commercials.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
But the frailty of Mrs. Fletcher certainly didn't help public perception of aging populations. Alternatively, when you see Mrs. Fletcher typecast in today's connected TV advertisements, she would be shown playing chess or running a marathon, maybe starting a new business, or traveling extensively with family. And that makes me think about those great philosophers of the 1980s German techno pop band Alphaville, who famously said, talk about ahead of their time, right? But it's that question in the chorus which has me thinking about the booming business of eternal youth. Because at the end of the day, what people really want is not just more years to their lives, but also more life to their years. No one wants to live longer if it means spending the end of our lives in a wheelchair or on a breathing apparatus. That's just plain old torture. But it's that simple but massive paradigm shift around the image of growing older, which created many second order effects. Because even if almost everyone accepts that Father Time will remain undefeated, more people are realizing they can have some control over the pace and trajectory of functional decline. This behavioral change arguably gained importance over the last decade as more individuals began viewing themselves as consumers in the healthcare market compared to solely being patients. According to Deloitte Insights, health spending in the US will shift from 80% treatment focused in 2019 to primarily preventative by 2040. Because of that, consumer healthcare has begun evolving from a reactive, one size fits all approach to a distinctively proactive, personalized, and integrative approach. A great business model example of this approach is how Hims and Hers brings together the most valuable elements of consumer brands, technology companies, and healthcare to deliver a platform experience that removes barriers and provides access to better health in a manner that's approachable, personalized, and convenient. But as you'd imagine, that marketplace evolution has created immense opportunities, with American consumers spending billions annually seeking to improve their health span, a popular term defined by the period of your life that's spent healthy rather than simply how long you will physically be alive. Moreover, a recent McKinsey wellness report showed that over 60% of people have said it's extremely or very important to purchase longevity products, and an even higher percentage are planning to buy more of these products in the future. Yet, before examining some of those commercial opportunities available within the multi billion dollar longevity space, especially those within the emerging and intersecting CPG categories of functional foods, functional beverages, and dietary supplements, I feel like I need to quickly provide some no BS information. And that's because today's influencer filled digital media landscape oftentimes does more harm than good, as it will almost always lead us towards information overload. A great example of that would be the longevity guru Brian Johnson, who spends millions annually on countless odd protocols that he believes makes death optional, like receiving regular blood transfusions from his teenage son and wearing a device that, while he sleeps, measures his nighttime erections. And while I agree that lifestyle choices can have an outsized impact on how we age, maybe you prefer a more practical longevity game plan. I follow a keep it simple, stupid wellness framework that places daily emphasis on five powerful actions: moving my body, making smart food choices, prioritizing sleep, managing stress, and connecting with other humans. But maybe that created an elephant in the room scenario now, because why should anyone listen to an older millennial mentioning his personal wellness framework? And maybe more importantly, why is that important that I'm even mentioning it? Millennials and baby boomers have increasingly mirrored one another in adopting healthy lifestyle habits. While it doesn't happen often, duality can be an extremely powerful force when considering the potential impact of a CPG industry trend. And though I never want anyone to overlook the massive market opportunity that's created by slightly over 75 million baby boomers living in the United States, there are some intriguing underlying drivers of demand strengthening the millennial longevity opportunity. And we can start with one that does involve baby boomers, as millennials are watching their aging parents struggle with debilitating health and cognitive issues and realizing they don't want to grow old in that way. Next, with the oldest millennials now being over 40, I know from my own experiences that I've at least undoubtedly came to the realization that I'm not a superhero anymore. Whether that's because I can't recover as quickly from typical hard workouts or I've simply woken up sore after doing mundane daily activities. Moreover, and this could also act as a tailwind, strengthening what I just mentioned, but the massive public health shock from the Great Shutdown made people much more conscious of preventative health approaches that could be implemented to optimize health span. And then finally, and maybe most obvious, but millennials have already been more proactive about their health and wellness than earlier generations. So, what might be labeled as healthy aging with baby boomers is dubbed longevity among millennials. Yet each group is essentially on parallel journeys towards maintaining a vibrant, healthy life as they age. But with consumers of all ages, not just the older ones, looking for ways to extend the number of years they spend free from chronic disease, as well as the physical, cognitive, and emotional decline that can accompany aging, it's certainly great news for CPG brands positioned within the emerging and intersecting categories of functional foods, functional beverages, and dietary supplements. And to help entrepreneurs in that pursuit of discovering attractive commercial opportunities, maybe it's valuable if I cover the top need states within the longevity trend. The first one I'd like to mention is cognitive health, as maintaining a healthy brain during one's life is the uppermost goal in pursuing healthy aging and longevity. And while cognitive decline most often sets in around age 60, it doesn't mean millennials looking to achieve more within their daily lives aren't equally interested in benefits of cognitive health ingredients beyond the omega-3 fatty acids, ginkgo biloba, curcumin, and bacoba that can help with cognitive health. I'm a big believer in the benefits of cognizin, a patented form of cytokinin that can help facilitate important cognitive processes. The next one I'd like to mention is mobility, as retaining the ability to continue with normal activities as you age is imperative. But keeping the mobility wheel turning takes more than those foundational joint health ingredients like glucosamine, chondroitin, and MSM. So even though collagen has crossed over into the beauty within space as of late, it was initially marketed for its ability to support joints and connective tissue. Furthermore, when you consider that collagen makes up 1/4 of our total bone mass, supplementation with this protein may support bone mass, shock absorption, and flexibility with age. And speaking of protein, consuming more of it can help preserve muscle health and strength. This is important to maintain independence and quality of life because losing muscle mass as you age means greater weakness and less mobility, both of which may increase the risk of falls. So, not that the high protein everything grocery trend needed further support, but it is what it is. Similarly, an ingredient like creatine that has been one of the fastest growing performance nutrition subcategories across the retail landscape should increase further in popularity because of its ability to benefit muscle health and strength. But another ingredient in this need state that has mainstream breakout potential would be HMB. And that's because a recent published study found that MyHMB, the branded version from TSI Group, may contribute to increasing muscle mass even independent of exercise. And then we can't talk about healthy aging and longevity without the desire to safeguard the building blocks of life. From skin radiance to vitality, it all begins at the cellular level. Though diet and proper hydration are the most impactful ways you can preserve cellular health with age, supplementing with ingredients like CoQ10, spermidine, and glutathione can also be helpful. And I would be careless if I also didn't mention one of the most promising cellular health ingredients, NMN, which has been embroiled in legal battles for the last 2 years after the FDA blindsided the supplement industry by stating NMN could not be marketed in dietary supplement products. But regardless, I want to leave off with a sort of cellular health adjacency one that might bring us full circle to that introductory statement. Tales of sacred restorative waters have existed since Alexander the Great was said to have come across a healing river of paradise in the 4th century BC. And while the way in which society describes those fountain of youth proclamations have changed, there continues to be that desire to look younger or look better. In fact, seeking better appearance is the most important motivating factor and spending share within the almost $2 trillion global wellness market. So, healthy aging isn't just about feeling great, it's also about looking great. And before I let you go, how about I quickly run through an often overlooked strategic element when it comes to the booming business of longevity? Too many entrepreneurs focus on the dry product benefits when the opportunity is really in the emotive storytelling that makes offerings more relatable and tangible. As an example, grandparents connecting with their grandchildren over a game or a puzzle night, or an ex athlete regaining confidence from overcoming mobility issues to finish their first marathon. So it's important to understand that consumers, especially millennials, often purchase products not only for what they do, but also for what they mean. In today's world, holistic wellness has become an integral part of our identity and personal brands. But I hope you enjoyed the first principles thinking that went into my latest YouTube video. If you did, can you do me a favor by hitting that like button? That quick and free action helps YouTube know my content is worth spreading to more people. Also, we're getting really close to reaching my next subscriber goal, and it would be great if you join me on this journey. But to do that, we need to fix the fact that slightly more than 3/4 of you that are watching this video right now are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and that hurts my feelings. Regardless, I want to thank you for giving me some of your attention and time, and I'll see you on the next one.